Have you ever driven a car that was out of alignment? If your car's just a little bit out of alignment, you can continue driving. You might not even notice, but there'll be a slight pull to one side because the tires aren't precisely aligned. In fact, they're actually heading in slightly different directions. You can do a simple test. Now, safety first. On a straight stretch of flat, empty road, lift your hands off the wheel for just a second. Does your car start to veer off to one side, or does it continue straight on? If it veers off to the side, it might be out of alignment. I drove 6 hours up to see my mom in upstate New York, and when we got there, I thought, gosh, my right arm is aching. Then I realized it was only my right arm because I'd been pulling slightly on the wheel the entire drive because the car was slightly out of alignment. At this slight level, it's not a crisis, but over time, you'll wear your tires unevenly, and that'll add to the problem, and things will just get worse if you don't address the underlying issue. If the misalignment's worse, you can get a shimmy or a wobble that you'll hopefully notice, and at a certain speed, you might even feel the whole car shake. At this point, it's a safety issue, and you need to get it taken care of right away. Well, this isn't a course on car maintenance. Sorry about that. But it's a pretty good metaphor when it comes to your alignment with your company, your agency, or your organization. And for that matter, even in your family and community. Are you well aligned with your organization and in your role? Or are you out of alignment? And why is that so important? Well, just like your car, if you're in good alignment, there's a sense of momentum and direction that's consistent with your internal values and direction. Your personal core values and sense of purpose are taking you in the same direction as your organization. You can take your hands off the wheel, so to speak, and you keep moving in that same direction. You have an inner drive that's taking you forward in the same direction that your organization is going. And if you're out of alignment, you'll notice that urge to go in a different direction. Perhaps it's just a slight tug to one side, or it might be more significant. If your values are not well aligned with the values of your organization, you'll feel that tension. And if you're really out of alignment, that shimmy or shake. And if you wish your career was taking you in a different direction, you'll feel that tug or pull. And if your role in the organization doesn't align with your personal sense of mission or purpose, you'll find that you have to constantly course correct to keep yourself going when you'd really like to be moving in a different way. Ask yourself, are your core values consistent with the real values of your organization? Is the organization's vision for the future taking you in the same direction as your personal vision for your career and life? And are you finding fulfillment in your role? Is your work contributing to your personal sense of mission and purpose in life? If you have no idea about this, think of it this way. If I took my hands off the wheel for a moment, would I veer off in a different direction? Do I wake up and get to work with a sense of direction and purpose? Or do I have to force myself to keep going and get myself back on track? Do I feel a constant tug that wants to take me somewhere else? Of course, most if not all of us experience some misalignment in various ways for various reasons. But if you are strongly out of alignment, that is, you really don't want to be where you are and you really feel like you're going in the wrong direction, this can be a safety issue and you need to address it right away. It's bad enough that you might feel like your career is going in a direction that doesn't align with who you are and who you want to be. But on top of that, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to sustain the energy and drive to invest as a leader when you don't want to be going in the direction that your organization is headed in. In this course, we'll help you assess where you're aligned or misaligned with your organization. Consider what you want to do about that as a leader and lay out your action plan. We'll start by having you collect what you know about your own core values, your personal vision for the future, and your own sense of mission or purpose. In a separate course called Defining Your Core Values, I help you reflect on and define those deeply held values that you want to live by. If you haven't done that course already, you might want to start there so you can bring that awareness into this process. In the workbook on page 4, capture your initial thoughts regarding your core values, your personal vision for the future, and your own statement of mission or purpose in life. Now, obviously, these are enormous questions that merit deeper reflection. There are links for each topic to worksheets that you can use to explore your thinking on these fundamental elements. Take some time outside this course to clearly define your personal core values, your vision for the future, and your own personal mission. These make up the foundation of self-awareness that will enable you to consider whether you're in alignment or out of alignment in various areas of your life, and then decide what to do about it. What's interesting is that the same principle of alignment applies whether we're talking about our work and career or our families and personal relationships and our communities. The point is this: whether you are well aligned or misaligned, this awareness creates a platform from which you can lead. Now, when I talk about leadership, I'm not talking about position. I'm talking about having influence, regardless of your position in the organization. If you are in a position of authority, then you have that much more responsibility to lead and influence intentionally. But no matter what your role is, you can choose to influence others around you, and that's leadership at all levels. So how do you want to influence others? What do you want to see more of in your organization? What do you want to see change? That's what this course is about. Knowing where you are aligned gives you the opportunity to celebrate and emphasize and strengthen those areas of the organization. Identifying where you're out of alignment gives you the opportunity to choose to have influence for change in a specific direction. There's an old saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Well, this course is about knowing where you want to go, assessing how that aligns or doesn't align with your organization, and then laying out an action plan to lead in that direction.